15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football.
What's up, Ken folk? Welcome back to Bubba and the Old Man. And what a beautiful Friday night it is, I'm sure, for all of you out there, for me to see not only an Auburn victory, which is great, Auburn won by 14, but see the tears in my mind of all these insane Baylor fans. If you have not been on the Twitterverse or the YouTubeverse, Baylor fans have been talking insane, talking crazy for months now. Auburn goes into this game, and I find it very impressive that Auburn decided to commit to the RPO game and commit to the ground game in the fourth quarter especially. But on that final touchdown drive, the play calling was excellent. We didn't deviate. In the first half, it was very, very, very concerning that we were seeing some of the same tendencies as last year. Getting shot happy, coming off these play action shots that just weren't there, trying to force it against looks that it didn't work against. But as we went on, it seems like Auburn really found their identity, and their identity is the RPO game. The RPO game is going to be the staple of the offense this season. Probably not going to see too much drop back from now on. We're going to have to stay ahead of the sticks. All right, you got to stay on schedule if this is going to be your offense. And that is the Hugh Freeze offense. You got to stay in the positive, right? So the drop back game wasn't really there. I wasn't expecting it to be there. That's not Jackson Arnold's forte. The drop back game struggled. But when we committed to it to the RPO game in the second half, we ran the same exact inside zone with key screen and glance post attachment for 4 plays, and we marched right down. We were hitting screens to Eric Singleton, and we were gashing them in the run game because they kept giving us these light boxes, which was weird. Baylor tried to live in too high in this game, which if you don't know, if you're playing too high, you're going to give a light box. So Auburn took that, and Damari Alston had over 80 yards. I don't know how many yards Jeremiah Cobb had, but he gashed them. Jackson Arnold had a career-high 134 rush yards in this game and 2 touchdowns. So I really like that this team, with this staff, is finally committing to what fits the personnel, and I really hope we stick to it because this is a team that can be very, very efficient and can be very, very good with the decision-making of Jackson Arnold today, by the way. The decision-making by Jackson Arnold was very, very impressive. Very few bad decisions from him in this game. He wasn't asked to do too much, and he didn't try and really force the issue. You saw it early when they were going to those play-action shots. He hit Preston Howard on a check down. And as we went on with these RPOs and everything, he was making consistent good decisions. He only had a couple plays that I would chart as negative. 0 turnovers. He used his legs. He was a creator, which is one of his biggest strengths, is his ability to create in the backfield. And as a QB runner in gap scheme runs, he was obviously very impressive. I really liked what I saw from the offensive line in this game against the run. So that was very impressive. Now to the negatives, which is defensively, tackling is an issue. We definitely showed our youth in this game with some really undisciplined plays, right? It's got to improve. You're not going to beat Oklahoma. You're not going to beat Texas A&M. You're going to have a really rough time with this SEC schedule if you cannot consistently make tackles. Coverage was fine, actually, which if you looked at the stat sheet, you wouldn't think so, but coverage was actually okay. The big issue was, which me, Nick Frazier, and Auburn Addicts talked about on Auburn Addicts channel, was the tackling. The tackling issues that stemmed from Baylor getting into their quick game, which neutralized the pass rush, and then not being able to rally tackle. Against this air raid style of offense, you have to be able to tackle. You have to be able to rally tackle. You're not going to force a ton of incompletions this way. So you have to neutralize the run after catch opportunities that they have, and we didn't do that today, and it showed. We just could not put them away, right? By the way, shout out to Rashawn Pleasant for the kick return touchdown. Special teams, I did not like the 2 penalties we had for illegal formation on punt. Cannot happen. That's day one stuff. You cannot allow that to happen. But overall, Auburn came out positive today because Jackson Arnold played well. The offensive line played well. Play calling was good, especially in the second half. So as we move forward, the defensive concerns have to get addressed. The discipline concerns have to get addressed. Love you guys, War Eagle. Selena, go! Stop!